Hi, good afternoon. I'm Samantha González Lucio, and today I'm going to present my activity 12. This topic is about service and static. Well, to begin with, we answer our forms with some questions. I did not put all the questions. These are the questions that I put. First one, what is our age? Second, one is what is our major? Third, did we have other options for a major? Fourth, do we seek special help for very complex subjects? Fifth, how many classes do we have during this semester? Sixth, do we prefer a master class or a regular class? Seventh, how many hours do we study before an exam? And the last one, do we dedicate time to study for a certain course outside of classes every week? Then, with these questions, I made some different graphs. For question one, I use a bar graph. And this is the question about our age. We conclude with these questions that most of the classroom has between 19 and 20 years old, and there are less that have 18 and 21. Then I made a pie chart for what is our major. This has a lot of variety. I mean, most of the classroom study a different major. Only one study biology and nutrition, and of the three that answered the survey that represent less, well, forget that. Then only two study finances, and that represent the 6.7%. Four study left, that represented 13.3%. Five study marketing, that represented 16.7%, and both five study software engineering and marketing, and that represented 16.7%. Also psychology. But it's so sad that 8 people didn't answer that question because that represent most of the classroom because it's the 26.7%. Then for did we have other options for a major, I did a pictogram and the 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 blue peaks that you see represent yes, and the gray ones no. And that is the half. The half of the classroom have options for a major, and the other half didn't have another options for a major. Then, do we seek special help for very complex subjects? Most do not seek special help because there are 17 persons in the classroom, but 13 persons in the classroom seek special help for very complex subjects. Last, how many classes do we have this semester? People only have between 6 and 8 classes at this semester, but most have 7 classes because these are 21 persons and it represents the 70% of the classroom. Then, most of the people prefer a regular class because it represents the 73.3%, but the other 26.7% prefer a master class. Then, how many hours do we study before an exam? Most of the classroom study about 2 hours for our exams, but no, sorry, most of the classroom study 1 hour for their exams, but the others one study between 2 and 3 hours, and there are people that study other time. I mean, it can be less time, sorry, or more time. And the last question is, do we dedicate time to study for a certain course outside classes every week? This is half and a half again. I mean, 50 persons. That means the 50% of the classroom dedicate time to study for a certain course outside of the classes, and the other 50% no. And that's all. Thanks you for listening to me, and I hope that you enjoy the presentation.